To Sunday Live now. From missed deadlines to red lines, the 1.6 billion shilling bus rapid transit system has been a long time coming. Countless delays and budget constraints have seen the BRT project fall way behind schedule. Let's take a look at the journey so far on tonight's National Reminder. It's no secret that getting around Nairobi is a nightmare, and the numbers back this up. The average travel time in Nairobi is 57 minutes. Worse still, we are the fourth most congested city, not in Africa, not even the Southern Hemisphere, but the world. Yes, globally. And as if that weren't enough, we are bleeding money because of traffic jams to the tune of $1 billion, or roughly 107 billion Kenya shillings in lost productivity every single year. Now, the government is well aware of this because all those figures I just gave you came from a report done by the Nairobi Metropolitan Area Transport Authority, the same agency tasked by President Uhuru Kenyatta to decongest Kenya's capital. Now, the crown jewel of this ambitious undertaking was the Bus Rapid Transport System, or BRT, probably the most anticipated transport project after the Standard Gauge Railway and Thika Superhighway. Now, the journey to its realization has seen more twists and turns than China's legendary Tianmen Mountain Road. On the National Reminder, let's take a look at the journey to BRT. December 12th, 2018, a very important day for Kenyans because it marks the date that we commemorate our independence. Beyond that, though, it was the launch date for the BRT system. In fact, President Uhuru Kenyatta was to ride on one of the promised buses. That never happened because 3 years after work on the BRT system was commissioned, all the Ministry of Transport had to show for it was a line of red paint that miraculously appeared on Thika Superhighway in April 2018. Some Kenyans jokingly referred to it as the red lipstick on Thika Road, but I digress. Now, that line was the beginning of the government's attempt to launch 6 bus rapid transport corridors in Nairobi. At their optimum capacity, according to the Transport Cabinet Secretary James Macharia, the corridors were expected to hold up to 950 high-capacity buses, reducing travel time and costs by up to 70%. Now, let's focus on the buses for a bit. In January last year, Transport Cabinet Secretary James Macharia announced that the country would buy 64 high-capacity buses to ply the BRT corridor routes. The buses would be sourced from South Africa after local fabricators of passenger service vehicle bodies failed to meet the required specifications. From then on, the promises started rolling in.
We shall save your money. We shall give you a comfortable ride. You will be safe. You can trust this bus.
If we don't have this process up and running from, say, March next year, let's have another debate here.
It is frustrating sometimes because sometimes the planning runs ahead of the money. And but I'm just happy to say that you will see BRT in this political term running.
Now, when it comes to funding, the actual cost of the project has varied from 9.6 billion shillings to as much as 100 billion shillings. In May 2018, the government set aside $500 million shillings to pilot the project. In October of 2018, the European Union set aside another 5 billion shillings. And that's not all. In May last year, the Treasury allocated 5.53 billion shillings to be used in the construction of special lanes for the high-capacity buses. And that was after estimates for 2019 showed the budget for urban and metropolitan development increased from 18.79 billion to 24.3 $33 billion on account of the bus rapid transport system. So now that we are in a new financial year, where are we with the progress of BRT? Well, in January this year, the Ministry of Transport reversed its decision to import the buses from South Africa and instead opted to source from local bus assembly and body fabricators. But in a new development, there appears to be some movement on BRT. On July 17th this year, PS Hinga tweeted that construction of BRT on Thika Superhighway would begin in late July with a contract already awarded. A glimmer of hope? Maybe, but the past has taught us to manage our expectations because, well, the reality is...
Kenyans, let me tell you, they're tired.
Tired they are, Mr. CS. And the question is, will the BRT ever arrive? And if it does, will it be worth the wait? That's the national reminder for this week, lest you forget.